Hey everyone, it's Chris here from Everyday Survival Gear, and today I'll bring you something I think it's fairly special because I've never had it on the channel before. And to me, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool light. It looks cool, and it's kind of a prestigious brand, I guess. You know, Armytek. I never actually brought one because I don't think they sell besides their website. Don't hold me on that. They might. I haven't really looked around for it. I did look on eBay, and there are some, but eBay is eBay. So basically, we will be reviewing the Armytek Elf C1. It's a 18350, fairly compact. Well, it is small and compact, but it does weigh a bit because it's built like a tank. This is an 18350 based flashlight or headlamp. Here it is here. We'll turn it on for a sec. Double click and that'll get us to turbo. 900 freaking lumens from an 18350 flashlight. That's stock. So it's not a light that I built or a light that someone else built custom. It's a stock light. We'll turn it down, but we'll leave it on. How cool is that? That's awesome, right? Yeah, so basically it comes in a package and we'll get stuck into the review now, I guess. No point of looking at me anymore. Alright guys, so here it is. The Elf C1 by Armytek. Basically a 18350 based headlamp. They do make the Elf C2, which runs on a 18650, and they do make, I think it's called the Tiara, which is actually uses magnetic charging instead of the USB charging that is included on the Elf C1 and C2. So basically you got a lot of options there. Pretty much I guess it'll be the same optics setup and same batteries, just different charging methods. So yeah, to me I really like the way that this light looks. With all the writing there, and you know the writing up here. That's upside down. Focus. There we go. Premium Cree. White light. Elf C1. Multi-flashlight. Armytek branded. Like, to me the writing just tops it off. It just looks cool. It's a really cool looking light, like, overall. Alright guys, enough about me joining on there, so we'll just run over what it comes with. We'll undo the tail cap. I'll show you the 18350 that is included in the package. Here it is here, 18350 lithium ion, 900 milliamps. So pretty good performer there. You also get a removable magnet, like so. You can pull that out there and you can remove it. What's up next? You do get a lot with this package. You get a headband here, so it's only got the side straps. It doesn't have a top strap, but I know a lot of people prefer that over the standard edition. And it's got this little mounting bit here for the light. The light mounts like so, but we'll run over that more after. You get 2 spare O-rings and a stainless steel clip, and then you get the lanyard. I'm not actually sure how that connects. I haven't actually put it on yet. I'll have to read the manual, I think. And also, of course, the instruction booklet, which is here. It just looks like so. Pretty standard. Upside down, but. Alright guys, so before we get stuck into the features and the output and modes and whatnot, as usual, we're going to take it outside and get lots of beam shots. Also, in the near future, I'm going to do a drop test with this light. And also, I'm going to do an underwater test. Which should be pretty interesting because I've got a action camera now, so that should be all fun. This thing is apparently rated to 10 meters drop resistance and 10 meter water resistance, so you know we got to test that out. I would prefer to drop it onto a soft surface because it is a really nice looking light, and I don't really want to break it. I don't mind breaking it, but like just looking at it, I don't want to scratch it. I'd rather not scratch it because it does look friggin' awesome. Look at that. Look at all the nice stainless steel bezels and whatnot. Alright, so enough about my love story with the Elf C1. So it's amazingly powerful multi-flashlight with up to 1050 LED lumens with only one battery. So only using a lithium ion 18350 or 18650. So basically, yeah. You know, Armytek, they give you 2 output numbers. So it's either the output is 900 lumens, which is basically ANSI rated, or 1050 LED lumens. So they're running the Cree XPL at a proper amperage of about 3 amps, so that's pretty much what they're rated to. So yeah, it's always cool to know. Rechargeable flashlight with micro USB cable. So on the back here, as I showed you before, look at that writing up the top. That's awesome. Oh, it's in pretty tight, but I was kind of worried about the waterproofing with it. But it is in pretty tight, but I don't have the longest nails. So that's your micro USB charging port there. And that's the flap that sits over to cover it. We'll see if we can get it to focus. They didn't actually give us a spare flap, so yeah, they could always include that if they really wanted to. But if it broke, I'm pretty sure you could get a new one. So it uses TIR optics, so you can see that there. With light angles of 70 to 120 degrees for wide light without tunnel vision effect. So basically, super floody beam. I think this beam is only rated up to like 110 meters. It does actually, funnily enough, make it to the tree at 100 meters, but I'm guessing that's because of the overall output is so high. So it just makes it there by chance. So reliable headband made of soft elastic material for comfortable fixation of the headlamp on the head. Easy operation of 6 convenient brightness modes. Due to side switch button, you can operate the multi-flashlight easily with one hand without shifting aside. So you know how sometimes, you know, if you've got a rear clicky, how you have to go like this way to turn it. Because side switch, you know, just go on like so. I don't actually have the tail cap closed the whole way from when I undone it. So now we'll do it. So like so, double click, turbo mode, push and hold the cycle modes, and as you know, you can see it does actually have a light in the switch itself. Magnet in tail cap, removable clip, and possibility of towel stand. So it's compact and lightweight, but at the same time durable and multifunction flashlight. I keep on hearing multifunction everywhere. Basically, so because you got a clip and a lanyard, you know, you don't need to use this as a headlamp. You could EDC it. It is fairly small. As I said before, it is fairly heavy for its size, but we'll run over its size in a minute. We're almost there. Record runtimes up to 200 days of operation on one battery. I'm guessing that would be on the Firefly 1 mode, which is 0.4 lumens. That says 0.4 lumens, so yeah. With our 18650, you can get 200 days of runtime. Cool. So removable clip for fixation on belt and flat tail cap for vertical standing. Total protection from water, dust, and penetration. Flashlight continues to work even at depths of 10 meters. Solid body without long wires, weak rubber connectors, and unnecessary boxes. Multicolor state indicator and low current drain in off state, more than 25 years. So basically, you know, all side switches, they kind of come with some sort of parasitic drain because it's not a manual lockout. And Armytek's drivers are supposed to give you 25 years of standby time, which is pretty cool because, you know, there's been lights that I've tested which do have quite a high standby discharge, and they might only last like a few months before the battery's gone. Alright guys, now we'll run over the levels. Let me get a nice shot of that. Maybe we can get a shot of the head. Can we? Yeah. Maybe like this. That'll be better. So basically, Cree XPL with TIR optics, as we've already said. Digital driver, as they say. So CPU brightness control. Basically, it's a temperature control system. It's not a time step down, so it'll have a sensor reading the LED temp, and it will step down when it gets too hot. So basically, output is 1050 at the front, or 900 ANSI lumens. Peak beam intensity is 2830 CD, so nothing spectacular there. You know, throw isn't going to be that great, but headlamps, you know, they're not really meant to throw that far anyway. So hotspot spill. So the hotspot is a 70-degree angle beam, and the spill is at 120 degrees. That's just the way that optics work. You know, you can make them like that to spread out the beam certain ways. Beam distance 106 meters. So on turbo mode, you get 900 lumens for 40 minutes of runtime. Of course, that's with step down using the 18350. Main 3, you get 340 lumens for 1 hour. Main 2, 150 lumens for 2.5 hours. Main 1, 30 lumens for 15 hours. Firefly 2, 2.3 lumens for 7 days. And Firefly 1, 0.4 lumens for 54 days. And so obviously it runs on the included 18350, but you can also get the package with an included 18650. So size is its length is 83 mils, body diameter is 24.5 mils, head diameter is 29 mils, and the weight is 62 grams. So funnily enough, it actually weighs more than some of my 18650 based headlamps. So I brought out a whole bunch of headlamps with me, because you all know I've got a lot of headlamps in the house. We'll undo the this one. So here it is compared to the Nightcore HC30. The HC30, I did put the optics in myself, so they're added extra. There's no lens on it because I couldn't fit the lens in. And what other ones do we have out here? More optics in my headlamps. Alright guys, so here we are pretty much side by side. The Armytek Elf C1 at the start, Nightcore HC30, then the what's called the Skill Hunt H03. So you can see that they're all using optics of some sort. Obviously Skill Hunt has similar optics to the Elf C1, while the optics that I put in here were just some optics that I bought off Fastech. Yeah, so they're all actually pretty similar beam patterns and pretty similar output. So you can see obviously the Elf C1 is the smallest because it's got the smallest battery, but it probably actually weighs more than the Nightcore HC30 if I remember correct. So that's a testament to build quality there, that the Elf C1 does weigh more, but it's only a few grams anyway, it's not even that much. Alright, I just want to show you guys side by side the build quality of the Armytek. So you know, we've had a look at it around, you know. So that's the driver inside there. You can't see much there. You know, the threads are anodized, so you can lock it out by undoing the tail cap slightly, which is pretty important because it doesn't actually have a lockout mode. So it does have a memory feature where it can remember your last used mode, but no lockout on this light, from what I can tell. And you know, I undone the HC30 and the Armytek Elf C1, so you know, you guys can see the tube side by side. So you can see the Armytek is a thicker tube compared to the Nightcore HC30. You can see, to me, it looks like it's almost twice as thick. I know it might be hard for you guys to see on camera, but to my eye, it's at least twice as thick. And then if you have a look compared to the Skill Hunt, so that one you can see much easier that the Elf C1 is a much thicker body on it compared to the Skill Hunt H03. And alright guys, so basically the Elf C1 has 6 main modes, I guess you would say. Well, no, 4 main modes and then 2 Firefly modes. That's what you would technically should say. So we'll run over the modes now. You know, it does have memory mode, which is pretty important to me. So my last used mode was turbo 900 lumens, so we'll turn it on and we'll see if it turns on to turbo. And you can see that's very bright, so that is definitely turbo mode there. Now we'll turn it off. So basically the access Firefly mode from off, push and hold. And you can see right now it's on Firefly mode. This will be the Firefly 1, which is 0.4 lumens for 54 days. Then if you want the next Firefly mode up, simply turn off and then on, push and hold, and then we get Firefly 2, 2.3 lumens for 7 days. And now if we push and hold, we can cycle through the standard modes. So main mode 1, 30 lumens for 15 hours. Main mode 2, 150 lumens for 2.5 hours. Main 3, 340 lumens for 1 hour. And then to get to turbo mode, double click from any position and that'll get you to turbo mode. So right now you can see it's at turbo mode. So let's just say if we cycle back through, now we should be on the lowest mode, 30 lumens I guess. We'll double click from here and we'll see if it takes us there. And we're back at turbo mode. So very simple and easy UI. Alright guys, so last but not least, we'll just measure the charging current off the included micro USB. Might be important to some people. I don't really mind what it charges at, as long as it's over 300 milliamps. I don't want to be waiting like 2 hours to charge such a small cell. My guess will be about 700. I'll just guess it now. I can't even fit this cord in. How am I ever going to charge it? Seriously. There we go. Finally. So you can see it does actually have a charge indicator, which is red when it's charging, and that will turn blue. The indicator does also turn on when the light is in use. So charging at about half an amp, which is actually pretty good. So this cell will charge in about 2 hours, a little bit over two hours till it's full. This is pretty much the proper charge current. Because it's only a 900 milliamp cell, you only really want to charge it around about half of its capacity maximum. So this is a really good current for them to choose. Alright guys, well, I was just about to go outside, but one thing I forgot to tell you guys, which I thought was a really cool feature, is you can actually take the battery out of the Elf C1 or C2 and plug it into a USB charger, and you can use it in certain modes without the battery in it. So here it is here. We'll turn the charger on first. The charger should be on. See, no amps getting drawn. So it works in Firefly mode 1, Firefly mode 2, main 1, which is the 30 lumens, and main 2, which is 150 lumens. So it's pretty cool. It's called lamp mode. So yeah, it's pretty awesome, you know, that you don't actually need the battery in there. Because, you know, even at 150 lumens, it's only drawing 250 milliamps at 5 volts. So this 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack will last you like ages. So it's a handy feature, you know, if you're camping or if you run out of electricity at your house. That's a really cool feature. Alright guys, first and foremost, we'll test out the magnet. So you can see it's hanging off the fence there. That's the top of the fence. It's pointing downwards, and you can see it's holding on perfectly fine and lighting up all the weeds in the backyard where the grass is meant to be. Alright guys, so first and foremost, we've got the Armytek Elf C1 on outside. Lowest mode, well technically main 1, the Firefly modes are lower. 30 lumens, it does actually seem brighter than 30 lumens, but I guess because it's so spread out, so technically speaking it would be 30 lumens. So you know, it does make it to the end of the fence. You can see that it actually gets there. So it is pretty good output for such a low mode. So next up we got main 2, which is, what is main 2? 150 lumens. So this definitely seems brighter than 150 lumens, but that's what Armytek rated out, so that's what we'll go with. You can see the beam pattern is super floody. So yeah, it's actually a really good mode. Probably if I was fishing, this would be the mode that I would use the most. Next up is main 3, which is 340 lumens. So there we go, main 3, 340 lumens. You know, for a headlamp, this is pretty much more than enough light. You know, you can see everything in my backyard perfectly clear. All the way from the shed, all the way across to the fence. And when we double click, we get into turbo mode, which is 900 lumens. And there we go, turbo mode, 900 lumens, which is absolutely friggin' bright, and it's so floody too. Look at the flood. Such a small light, and it puts out such a massive amount of light for its size. So, you know, the weight does kind of help keep it cool. It's not even heating up now. I can't even feel it. And, you know, if I had my Nightcore HC30 on, it would already be starting to get warm. And that's a much bigger light, as you guys seen in the video. We'll go to 100 meters and see if it gets there. I can see the tip of the tree, but it won't come out on the camera, but I can definitely see it, which is pretty cool. Super amount of light. You know, 1050 out the LED, 900 ANSI. And you know, also it's available in two tints. You know, they asked me, do I want the cold white or the warm white? I went with the cold white because I wanted more output. But you know, you can also get the warm white option if that's what you want. Alright, now we will compare it to the Nightcore HC30 with the TIR optics and see how it does. Alright guys, so this is the Nightcore HC30 on with the optics that I put on. You can see these optics are even more floody than the ones in the Armytek Elf C1. So this light doesn't look as bright, but it still is 1000 lumens. So yeah, we'll put on the Elf C1 to the left, and we'll keep the Nightcore HC30 on to the right. So turbo mode on the Elf C1 and Nightcore HC30 to the right and Elf C1 to the left. I had to double check if it was even on. It's highest mode. Yeah, it definitely is. Tripping out there. So you can see clearly the Elf C1 is outperforming the Nightcore HC30. I would say it's pretty much just because of the difference in the optics. The optics on the Elf C1 aren't quite as floody as the HC30. Alright guys, this is the Skill Hunt H03 on its highest mode. It's supposed to be about 1000 lumens. You know, sometimes it's a little bit hard to tell with these neutral white tints, because even though they read a little bit less when you do a ceiling bounce test. Sometimes they might even read less, depending on the tint, even if you do a proper output test. You can see it still is fairly bright. And to the left we have the Armytek Elf C1. So the Elf C1 to the left and the Skill Hunt H03 to the right. So you can see the Armytek is pretty much just about as bright, if not even brighter. That could be put down to the tint difference too. And the optics that are used in both will be different. You can see a little bit of a variance in the tint. So the Armytek is a cold white, but it's not too harsh, at least to my eyes. While the Skill Hunt H03 is a neutral white tint. So a little bit, if we separate them both, you can see that's the Skill Hunt there, that's the Elf C1 there. And you can see a little bit of difference in the, well, I was going to say grass, but it's mainly weeds. Even if you look at the chair, so we'll hold the Elf C1 to the chair, you know, you can still make out the colours pretty well. And that's with the Skill Hunt H03. Alright guys, now we're up to the last test. We will compare similar size lights together. So this is the Elf C1 on now to the left, and to the right is a Rufus TR10. Rufus TR10 is 16340 base, so not too much of a difference with battery size. And it's rated for about 900 lumens of output, I believe. So the Rufus to the right and Armytek to the left. You can see output wise pretty similar. The tint is a little bit colder on the Rufus. It keeps on stepping down. I guess the battery is kind of wasting. It's kind of gone. So that's what I mean, you know, that the tint on the Elf C1 isn't actually too bad for a cold white tint. Alright guys, this has been Chris from Everyday Survival Gear, bringing you the review of the Armytek Elf C1. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was just in the shed and whatnot, but in a couple of weeks time we're going to do a torture test on this light and see how it goes. So if you haven't subscribed and you want to watch that, I guess subscribe if you want, and we'll get cracking on that as soon as we can. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching guys.